Recording is on.
Let's go. So it is the 6th of April, 2026. We are on the sixth call of this project, okay? We've managed to have a couple people who've really kind of found their space and decide on how they want to contribute. So I'll just do a quick round of introductions, but I know Desi is currently walking. She is moving to another location, but do you want to just give a quick introduction of the role that you play in the project and why you're involved?
Hey everybody, it's nice to be on the sixth call. It's wild,
I know.
and it's been a great project to work on. I've taken more leadership in the story and narrative strategy side of things and designing how these interviews are going to go. Also headlines, and copy. Yeah, so it's great to be flowing with this, and
Hmm.
a great team too.
Yeah, definitely. It's an amazing team. I think a few people are still off on holiday, which is why the call is slightly smaller. We had like a huge amount of people the last call. I think everyone's on holiday. Sanya, would you like to do a quick introduction?
Yeah, sure. So, hello everyone. I'm Sayam. I am a designer. So currently, I'm working with Timmy and others for the branding and website design. So currently, our goal is to just finalize the logo. And today, I'll be presenting some logo sketches, and we'll be having the discussion about the direction and which logo are we going to finalize, so that we can complete our branding forward, and then we will have a wonderful looking website, and that's also in progress, but that's currently on hold because of the branding first.
Amazing. So let's kick things off. We have Mr. 21 Free who's joined as well. Would you like to do an introduction that makes you feel comfortable? Anything that you want to say?
Yeah, sounds good. So, hi guys, this is Miro. I'm a product manager, and I would love to contribute to this project in any capacity possible. So, whether that's running an interviews with users, submitting their stories, preparing any kind of documents, or describing things, or thinking about strategy, direction of this project, whatever is needed.
Absolutely amazing. This is amazing. Yeah, we don't need anything else. We have everyone here. The team is here. So there's a few things that I'd like to go through today, just so we have an idea of how to move fast through the call. Mr. 21 Free has put together a interview. Let me just see how he worded it here. He put to some questions which we can ask people before they actually sign up for an interview. He also put together a story interview guide. Then we have Sanyam who wants to go through the branding directions that he created through. And then usually the last 10 minutes of the call, we wrap up and we decide on moving forward. And now it feels as if we're moving forward to really getting stories in. We can already get stories in before the website's live, right? We already have a form questionnaire to get people in. So it's as easy as setting up that inbox, getting people to apply, and posting some messages, possibly on social media with the new branding. However, Desi already has people who she has access to who we can already interview. So it might even be easier than we thought. So, Sanyam, let's have a look at the branding.
Right. Let me just share my screen. So I made tons of sketches. Some were I found some had vision, some did not. I vectorized some of those, uh, and I also tried with color. I tried to play with color. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Color decisions are not final yet, of course, but I just wanted to see how those are looking. And so there's the fonts. I've tried to play with fonts as well. I just want to know what you think goes well, what you think don't go well. So this is the first one. I This is inspired by, if you remember in the mood board, there were four people, four women particularly, coming together, and forming an illustration. So I took inspiration from that, but to make it more bold, more modern, I have made it not so upfront with the people, but these are four people coming together,
Mm-hmm.
forming something in middle.
Mm-hmm.
That I think this represents our vision in a good way between us. And I try to play with color as well by making these four people different color, so that we can to show that we are inclusive. This is the first one, and I quickly want to go to the second one. Uh, uh, the vision I had for second one and third one, which I'll show, is uh, to kind of create a loop or to create a hand kind of thing. I'll show you the third one together as well.
Mm-hmm.
Basically showing inclusivity again, or to kind of a hug kind of thing, because we received a positive feedback with the hands one in the mood board as well. Let me show you the mood board. So this one is the one I was talking about for the first one, and this one for the hands. So I thought, why not create one with hands,
Mm-hmm.
which I found this which this worked well, I believe. uh, we'll see. The third one, I tried to be more modern and more bold, for the Nat Geo style. Uh, I tried pixelating the B here, and this B can be the standalone logo if we are not going for the long typeface between us. This B can be the standalone logo.
Mm-hmm.
The pixels here are meant to, store to depict stories of different people, or these stories are forming these pixels are forming the B, essentially making the between us sound like these stories are forming our
Mm-hmm.
website, or it could be just B for Bitcoin. Uh, the fifth one, the only aim while creating was this to show multiple people using geometrical shapes to just show so many people together among us or between us kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And similarly here, I tried using circles again. Uh, these could be closely stacked or these could be loosely stacked, but I tried to play with the spaces, filling up the space in a rectangle between us, and there was empty spaces. I tried to fill it with this.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for putting those together. I'll give my honest feedback because I hold nothing back. Because this project is about the humans and their stories and letting those stories shine, I feel that anything that's too clean in terms of lines and drawings just doesn't align with this project at all. I'd love to hear anyone else's opinions. So I lean towards anything that it's almost like it's not even vectorized. It's like it's more clean, like a sketch on an iPad. Like I have an iPad here, and I can actually do illustrations on my iPad with the iPad pencil, and it kind of turns out very it just feels more human. It's not like highly vectorized. These ones here on the kind of like the left of the screen, they just feel too commercial for me. It feels like it's like a commercial company, and this is really about a community. It's about humans, it's about the project. So I feel that those miss the mark. I feel that the one that could slightly hit the mark is the one on the far right, but still not quite. I'm not liking the font as well. I'm sorry, I'm very brutal, but anyone else feel to chime in. I feel like it misses something that's like very human. Humans are imperfect, Humans are there's going to be a lot of imperfections in the story, a lot of things about people, talking about struggles as well. And going from struggles to then having Bitcoin and AI be a solution in their lives. So it needs to have this rawness to it, and I miss that rawness in almost all of these besides the one with the hand. So yeah, anyone else?
I do agree with the more human aspect. The one that seemed that way more to me was the one with the arm.
Mm,
Um, so, and I feel like we had talked about faces, so integrating something of the face would be really, that's my opinion.
Yeah. Anyone else? Feel free to chime in. This is a completely open floor. We all just happy to accept feedback from other people and all that kind of thing.
One more thing, one more comment
Hmm.
was I did like how he also used like all the circles kind of merging together, that
Hmm.
between us, a circle in the middle with the others. I don't know, there's something about that that I really like too. Maybe play
Yeah.
around with faces and that.
Sanyam, could we go back to the mood board that we had, with all the different logos that we were looking at?
Yeah, yeah, 1 second.
It's just all the way, yeah. Yeah, if you zoom in here, the kind of shapes that we're looking for are really the shapes that kind of represent imperfection. So if you look in the top row, and the top row is all like nothing represents imperfection there besides the last one, but still too messy for a logo. If you look at the second row, the only one that kind of stands out to me there is these two G's. It's like a G with an I. And then if you go to the next mood board at the bottom, the one that stands out the most for me here is the second row, the black with the beige. It's kind of like this dot with this sort of abstraction. Um, it's not, this could have been hand drawn, but it was slightly perfected. So this is kind of like the vibe that we're going for. It's very human. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does, it does. Uh,
So you would almost go to your drawing board and you would start to draw things, you would start to draw faces, really stay away from the computer. We don't want the computer here, because whatever you create, you won't be able to create it on the computer. Just stay with your hand and stay in that zone of creativity. Think about humans, think about faces, think about people rising to the top, and think about non-perfection, not having any perfection in whatever you create.
Got it.
Anyone else wants to chime in? Sorry to put you back to the drawing board, Sanyam, but like this is a
No, no,
very
it's
important.
actually
Uh-huh.
because now you mention it, I actually agree with your opinion now, because I think I was missing this mark of imperfection. I was going a little to corporate side and perfecting a little more, because
Do you want to
uh,
show us some of the imperfection that you did?
uh, I'll have to click the photos of the things I sketched down. But on the Illustrator, I actually perfected all of those. That's only I imported.
Ah,
So
if you have time,
that
maybe
was
while one of them are talking, you can make photos, you can share them with us. But thank you for taking the time to do this. It's always a very, I think you now have a clearer idea of, the level of imperfection that's needed for this project. I mean, I'm not meaning imperfection in terms of like it looks glitchy or something like the first mood board, the one in the first row in the first mood board. That's not what we want. It just, it needs to feel human. Um, yeah.
yeah, yeah, I understand.
So yeah, that's a learning process. Could we go down to these ones here as well? The bottom left,
The
which
the
yes,
mask ones.
yeah, exactly. We were also looking at these in the last call as well, right? And then you
Yeah.
put a star next to the green dot next to that one as well.
Yes.
Yeah. This project is really about giving a voice to people who otherwise wouldn't have voices. Um, it's about how Bitcoin has really impacted people's lives in a very human way. So this project needs to feel human. When people land on the homepage, the logo and the branding is going to make is needing them to feel like, oh, this is very human. This is not a commercial project, because it's not a commercial project. It's a community project, built by people for people. So really getting that human vibe is going to ask you to really Go back to the drawing board, throw all your perfection away, and allow yourself to be free and creative. Don't look at what anyone else is doing. Just let it come from you.
Right, right. I'll have to redo these. It's fine.
Yeah. Sorry for the brutal honesty, but I just sometimes you feel it. It's a gut feeling when you see it, and then that's the thing. I don't get that gut feeling with any of those.
Right, right. I agree, I agree.
Anyone else wants to chime in with regards to the logos? No. And also, I just want
Yeah, good.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, good day, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I would just, I totally agree with what you've said, Mo, and what Desi have
Mm-hmm.
said. I would just like to I would like to appreciate the work that was done by Sanyam. He has really put in a great deal of effort
Yeah,
um
100%.
to come up with those. But I still think I also agree with you that we need that for this particular project there seems to like be a need for something that is much more natural and human. So I agree with you basically.
And
And
this is
great work, Sanya.
so this is a free space. You can all learn from each other, right? That's what this community is about. So if you want to do some drawings or some sketches or some logo ideas based on everything you've heard, just throw it into the channel. Sanyam, as you're working, don't be shy. Like, put your messy ideas out to us while you're working. We're here, like, we'll support you, we'll give you feedback, we'll guide you. One of the most important things that I needed to learn about working in open source Bitcoin is to put things out even before it's perfect. Because with the community working together, we create perfection as we go through all of those iterations. So you can totally put your things out there with imperfection. You can be like, hey guys, just take a photo, right? Like your sketch pad which you drew with pen and paper. Like, take a photo, share it in the channel, be like, hey guys, what do you think? Don't even go to the next step of vectorizing and all of this. Just show us your creativity, show us your messiness, and we'll thrive with you in that. Really, it's a very different playground working in Bitcoin open source than working in a commercial company. It's a playground, so treat it that way. Bring all your toys and your crayons out and go crazy, if that makes sense.
For sure. This is what I'm gonna do now.
So we're really pushing you to a different level of design, right? We're really
Right, right.
getting you to go even further. Yeah, but thank you so much. You clearly put a lot of work and thought into it. So thank you so much. And also, I would suggest exploring other fonts as well. Some of those fonts just didn't quite hit home. They didn't feel, I don't know, they missed something. I would start with the logo first and then move into the fonts. Maybe you'd like to show some of the people on the call some of the Figma files that are already in place, the designs that we have.
For the website?
Sorry?
For the website?
Yes.
Okay. Timmy isn't actually here on the call today, but I'll show some things he did and we were doing. Wait.
And I think after that, we'll dive straight into the form questions, which were created by Mr. 21 Free. So we'll get him to, I know he's in the car right now, but I can open it on my screen and then maybe he can walk us through, um, how he came up with these interview questions.
So these were the previous designs for the story page.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Timmy and I did. Uh, uh, we had a call with John, and he suggested few things. So Timmy did some iterations for the story page itself. These are the three iterations.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
I don't know the actual thought behind this because Timmy is not on the call, but let's explore what he was thinking together.
Wow.
Uh, in this one, I believe he started up by putting the gist of the story up front, and then few images, then the story, similar to the previous one. Then we have second one. This is a more grid based. I personally like the third one. This is grid based and is more in a question and answer style, where there is a question and there is an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what do you think?
What do you guys think? Everyone on the call, let's just raise your voices. Let's go. I want to hear what everyone else thinks. Mr. Free 21, this is a free space. We everyone talks free on these calls, so just go. You don't have to be quiet. So unless you can't talk, but otherwise just feel free. Anyone can just say whatever they want. Would anyone like to chime in about any of these designs? What do you think?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Yeah, I like the in the story heading one iteration. I like the font that has been used. Like my mother scared her whole life. And secondly, second thing I am able to note is that in the third iteration, like the visual hierarchy is being disruptive based on the fonts. Like the for answers, like we are using bold and more font weight, and
Mm-hmm.
for questions, we are using like lightweight fonts. I feel it is my personal opinion that the eye movement is very zigzagish, and it is like making the hierarchy a little bit disruptive for myself. But I like the first iteration better in terms of fonts and how the image has been used in that iteration. What do you guys think on on that?
Sanyam, could you go back to your first original designs, please? Not Timmy's designs. Yeah. So these ones are definitely, these first two definitely hit home with me. I think that simplicity is best and pulling out the main kind of thread. If you consider people are going to be reading on all sorts of different devices, you don't want a complicated design. The story is going to shine for itself. So we don't need any complicated, like new fancy design things. It just needs to be really simple. And the story is what's leading. The humans are what's leading. So I'm not feeling the vibe on any of those designs which Timmy shared. I'm very sorry. I'm just going to be very honest there. The designs are too complicated. It feels like the design's trying too hard. Simplicity is better, just large image, bold quote, just keeping it. And this, the second one over here, this one kind of stands out the most. My mother saved her whole life in a bank, the bank disappeared, and then the image of them, and then some details about where this person's from. It just feels very accessible. Yeah. So once again, I'm not delivering a lot of good news today, but it's pure honesty, that it doesn't quite hit home. There's too much going on in the designs, just too much. So we could definitely stick with these ones from Sanyam for now. Um, and I wouldn't lean into using any of those from Timmy yet.
Got it. Also, I was experimenting with the thing you said about different devices. I
Mm-hmm.
tried to make my version fit into the mobile one with the help of AI. Let me show you. Can you see this?
Yeah.
So it's the same design as second one, just more suitable for devices like mobile and tabs.
Yeah, this is a mock-up probably using AI, so it's not quite getting the design aesthetics perfect. But yeah, no, this is great. Yeah.
Yeah, just quick. I
Yeah,
was just
I
quickly
really
trying
love.
to.
uh,
Desi, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, I really love the picture and the quote. Uh, and as you said, Mo, like keeping it simple like that will grab people's attention.
Yeah.
Yes, this mock-up looks really good.
Yeah, this one is amazing. I know that it's not properly aligned and spacing and stuff because of the format that you're showing AI mock this up, but this is amazing. So yeah, if just something super simple like this, I think tells more. And then all of the branding aesthetics come from the logo and adding any colors. So we don't need the website to try too hard because it's all about the humans and their stories. That's what it's about. It's not about like fancy design or anything like that. What I could also see stemming off of the logo once we have the branding done is that we can have different like shape elements integrated into the website, like stuck on the photos in different colors or something like that. But that's only once the branding direction is more, you know, locked in. Yeah.
Right, right.
Could you also, Sanya, like for the next call, could you put together some font pairings? You know what I mean by font pairings?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
So it's like headings would be in this and body copy would be in this,
Yes,
because
yes,
that's kind of what we need eventually for a brand, for a full brand template. We would need the logo and then we would need like font guidelines. And if we could mock those up on the different pages, that would be amazing.
sure.
Yeah. So, Mr. 21 Free, do you want me to share your work?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, let's go. So, he has very kindly joined our call and put together this story submission form. So he'll walk us through what he put together, why he thinks it's perfect for this project. We'll just listen.
Sounds good. So hopefully the reception is fine and you can all hear me. So first of all, I think it really makes sense to quickly collect um, information, very simple information about the people, their struggles or their needs when it comes to using Bitcoin. And for that, the form needs to be super simple, easy to fill in, just the basic information, so that we can reach out back to them. But what I think it's important is that once we get to the point where we have more of these submissions, um, it's for us important to pick and choose the right ones to start with. Yeah, and for that, I brought a couple of interesting questions, like for example, where are you from, so that we can bring this diversity into play. Because if we start getting all the stories just from Africa, right, that's not the best because we're operating in a global space, right? So we want to make sure that we get submissions from all over the world. So that's one of the questions. Where are you actually from? The other one is really quickly to describe the struggle, the problem, and or how Bitcoin actually helped you. Um, and a little bit of context as well around that question is roughly when did Bitcoin enter your life? Because we want to understand at which phase of their life it was, whether there was some war going on, or what was basically like roughly the year or so. And then next one is around whether they are capable to give us their name and whether we can take some of their photos online. I don't know how that would be possible for us. Maybe travel there and or take some professional photos, but I just want to think about it and put it into perspective because the other project had really good photographer, and now we need to deal with this somehow. But let's just put it there so that we don't forget. And one other thing we need to think about is consent. So basically, throughout the whole process, whether that's part of the interview or somewhere else, we should collect consent from the users or from the people who will be listed on the website. So if we do it early enough in the form itself, just a checkbox, then we have the consent, then we could go always back to this. And we don't necessarily need to ask during the interview and waste time there. So, and I think, yeah, and the last one is basically the contact. It can
Perfect.
be anything. It could be phone number, it can be email address, it could be, their Discord, whatever they have. Yeah.
Okay, so we have Tally here. I've used Tally before. I've never used Formbricks. That's interesting. Okay. This is amazing. I think we don't even need more than these questions. The only thing that I would say is, because we're going to be doing Bitcoin and AI stories, I'm just curious what you guys think. Should we do one like call for submissions for like AI stories, very clear call to action, and then another very clear call to action for Bitcoin stories? Because it feels as if those are two very different communication. It's a different ask. Um, yeah. So we could just use exactly the same form and say, when did AI enter your life?
Or like something along the lines, we want to know how you're using AI today, or something, some call of action
Yeah.
that gets them excited. Like, yeah, I totally want to tell my AI story.
Yeah. Something else that I'm just thinking, yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. And then ideally then we book an interview with them and then the interview gets done. So it's probably going to be like an online interview and then it'll be recorded by AI. Before the call, you'll ask, are you okay with this call being recorded? Then we'll record it. We don't know how we're going to do photos because no one's going to fly all over the world. I don't know how we're going to frame the photo question, or maybe we say, are you comfortable having your photo being used, or would you prefer an AI generated photo or something? I don't know.
Something I thought would be fun, if anyone's into taking this on, would be, they provide a photo
Mhm.
of them, and we can do some kind of cool artwork around it. That will also integrate, like, depending on if they want their photo to really be shown, or if they want to remain anonymous, the artist will kind of work around that.
Yeah. I think we can do a lot of fun stuff with the photo. Just, with the branding, have these kind of even shapes on the photos. That just makes it a bit more fun. We can definitely play around with that. But this is amazing. I think this is good to go. Aside from just the one comment about photograph publicly, just to change this. But I think other than that, I think it's fine. What do you guys think?
I was thinking that we can, if they allow us to publish their photos,
Hmm.
we can, maybe not all photos will be of good quality, or I mean to say, in a editorial format. So
Yeah,
we could use AI and keep their faces, and improve the photo too, so that we can align with our branding. And
yeah,
this
that's a
goes
good
for all,
point. Because some people
because
will
we
submit
need to,
low
yeah,
quality photos.
yeah. With using AI, we can have consistency in photos
Yeah.
with along all of the stories.
Just give me one moment. The puppy's chewing on something it's not quite supposed to chew on. I'll be back in 2 seconds. 1 second. The
Can
other
you share the
suggestion
link?
from Mr. 21 was to basically One person monitors the inbox. I think that person will be me. I'll put these, I'll have a look between Tally and, which was the other one? Did he suggest? Was Form Bricks. I'll have a look between Tally and Form Bricks and decide which would be a nice one to go with. And then I'll just put it in there. I'll share it in the channel, and then we can decide. Yeah, we can get some stories in. Speaking of the stories, Desi, you said that you already have some stories.
I have stories, yeah, collected from a group um, that we could use. They're not organized for purposes of this call. A lot of voice notes
Yeah.
that would be really cool, and I can quickly mobilize the ladies in that chat to get that.
Oh,
What
amazing.
what I do have are like interview questions that maybe we could take a look at, and I would love for everybody to chime in on feedback
Yeah.
and kind of go from there. I feel like I have an idea, but I feel like also it's fun to just throw it to you guys and see what you guys think.
So I'm
Give me
just
more.
going to go ahead. I'm going to update the project document, which we have now. I'll update it here in real time in terms of to-dos. So we still haven't finalized the brand and the logo. We still will wait for the next call. Interview script questions. We now have, let me just go here. Da, 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 da. Form to apply. We have the form to apply. We now need to move the form into a, yeah, online form tool. I'm just going to write my name next to this. This is Sanya. I'll just write your name here next to this um, as well, which is Sanyam as well. So cool. So we can get some stories in, you say. We already have stories.
Yeah, and I think we had mentioned on the previous call that we could even put our own stories. So that
Mm-hmm.
would be, I think we should totally do that. Like everyone just start uh, just putting in some of your stories so we have enough to go off of.
Because what we have now, we have some form questions which were put together by Mr. 21. And then you also have some form, you, no, sorry, I'm sharing the wrong one.